Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 8. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the course. I hope that you've been able to gain an understanding of school finance. Again, that overview component of, again, not just affording for instruction, but affording for now looking at school lunch programs, being able to look at affording transportation, seeing all the politics that goes into finance administration. I think that was one of my biggest aha moments moving into administration, was understanding how much politics goes back and forth between the voters and our state legislators, so that we as a school site can make an impact for our students and a difference. So week 8, let's dive in and see what this week is about. I know it says week 8 is the site budget presentation, and we'll get more into that. It's not technically a presentation, but looking at the reading for the week, I want to just say we are going to jump into school facilities, and that's a unique place for school districts to try and afford, whether it is an upgrade to a facility, building a new facility, maintenance and keeping of the facility as well. I know last week you read about M&O and the work that they do, and part of that is keeping the facility, but really trying to look at the idea of improving a facility. A lot of changes happened since Prop 13. Big thing now is all of the school financing for a facility or an upgrade to a facility typically happens through a bond measure. So again, bond measure is putting out to voters saying, hey, we would like you to upfront the cost of improving our schools or building a school. And the voters get to approve with at least, again, 2/3 majority saying, yes, they approve the bond to go out, tax or property tax increase, or whatever it is, so they can fund it. And then the school district uses those funds. There's accountability measures in those pieces that you'll read some about this week, but just know that that is majority of trying to get a school built, innovation put into a school, or just ADA compliance at times, thinking of those schools that have been built in the early 1900s, mid 1900s, that aren't meeting the American with Disabilities Act requirements for current times in 2022. So that'll be your reading for the week. The other component of the reading is the financing school facilities. It's an article from 1999, but it'll give you an overview of really the shift in trying to look at ways to afford funding of a school, improvement, those components there. Even just building a new wing or a new building of a school, it will give you those overview or ideas. I skipped over the Christian message, and I shouldn't have, so I need to apologize for that. Again, totally optional, but if you would like to take the moment just to read over that Christian message again, the Bible does talk about finances, and it's a way that we can apply how we manage finances as a leader to school site as well. So I encourage you to read that over. The discussion board for week 8, there's actually 2 of them. The first one is actually going to ask you to reflect on a COP, or Certificate of Participation, which is a part of school finance. You heard me talk about bond measures and trying to pass bond measures to construct, to improve those pieces. Well, a COP is another way of trying to finance school improvements or school building construction, but it's done without having to get that voter approval. So I'm not going to steal the thunder, but I'm going to let you read, research, and respond to the prompt on your understanding of what a COP is and how it's used in a district. The second discussion board is posting your mock budget proposal for the future year. It is, again, your signature assignment that is due this week by Friday. Really technically thinking of it now, and as I'm about to share with discussion boards, your at least a draft of it needs to be up by Wednesday for individuals to respond to you on. But as you're presenting in the budget, that's how we're presenting it, is through discussion boards. It's not a recording, it's not a video that you need to put up, but just the signature assignment, which is the paper. That needs to be posted again by Wednesday of this week, and then by Friday, 2 responses. And that goes for both discussion boards, as we are in our last week. The week doesn't end on a Sunday as typical, but ends on this Friday. So very important that you plan yourselves out accordingly. I know that some of you might have already gotten a jump on that signature assignment, which is great. But please remember that they do need to be posted both for discussion board 1 on the COPs and discussion board 2 on your mock budgets, due by this Wednesday, with reflection posts due to your peers by Friday at 11:59 p.m. So the signature assignment is the mock budget plans. I did discuss last week in week 7 about it, but I just want to cover it one more time in case some of you thought, oh, I'm going to process a little bit more. So again, the mock budget planning is really taking a look at the current year's budget. You had that discussion. That was assignment number 1 with an administrator saying, what does this year's budget look like? And now you're going to forecast out, trying to think of what will next year's budget be like? What are going to be the priorities for spending next year? Are there specific programs that you want to either add, improve upon, or continue? And maybe there's an adjustment in funding that you might have heard from your administrator or hear from conversations. And your goal is to create a narrative. Let me be clear on this one. It's not a presentation, but it's a narrative in Word about what the budget is going to look like for next year. Again, doesn't need to be every aspect of the budget, but really looking at what you intend to plan and improve upon using data from this current year to forecast what you're hoping for next year. So again, it can sound similar to assignment number 1, but you need to talk about the future of like, what adjustments would you be making? If it is just that we need to continue with this particular program, here's the adjustments that would be done. So the signature assignment, again, is expected to be roughly 3 to 5 pages long, that you will, again, give a narrative on. Charts can be included or figures can be included. Just please remember to follow the APA formatting for it. Or you can, on a separate page, put a spreadsheet if that's what you would like to do as well. And then just make sure, again, you have those major school district revenues. Where's the money coming from? Is it LCFF? Is it other funding sources? Title I? Is it looking at the funds that have been granted from pandemic recovery? What is it that we're looking at? How are you going to spend it? Looking at those major expenditures. And then looking at the budget and identifying what you're expecting to spend. What is it that you should be spending out? So that's that analysis of budget identification. What are you spending out? How do you know this plan is going to work? What are your expectations from it? And then so it says Common Core implementation. So it's meeting standards. Let's put that way. Common Core implementation is meeting the college and career readiness standards. It could be maybe that you're focusing on that side of MTSS or that social emotional well-being. So please know Common Core I will associate with the core program that you're looking at. And then please watch your writing style, making sure that your grammar is there, punctuation is correct, capitalization for proper nouns, and then not capitalizing for common nouns. Please remember that. And then APA formatting. This is the signature assignment, so this is what would be pulled for this class for an evaluation of your process and understanding of this class. So APA formatting is one of the expectations of Concordia. So my reminder for you is please look at that. If you have not ever downloaded for this course the required structure for a paper in the School of Education, I would encourage you to do that, just to do a double check of what the title page should be looking like, how headings should be used. One thing that I noticed on a couple of papers has been paper's title should be bold and centered as line 1 and above the first body paragraph. So as you're getting into your content, that should be the first thing. Spacing, pagination, all of that's there. I'm not going to read it all. I know that you guys are very capable of doing it. But if you would please make sure that is there. Your signature assignment is officially due for submitting onto Blackboard by Friday at 11:59 p.m. But a mock draft or a draft of it needs to be put onto discussion board number 2 by Wednesday. I think that I've given you in a nutshell what the week is going to look like. I want to say congratulations on completing the program. I hope that you're celebrating with graduations, and the best of luck to you in your future journeys as you look in the move into administration, or if you're already there, being able to solidify saying, yes, I'm an administrator with that credential. If I can ever be of any assistance, please let me know. God bless.